Hi, my name is Reggie Aiken, and I'm here to bring you some information and an update on the Steve McNair, Sahil Kasemi case, which was in Nashville, Tennessee, back in July 4th, 2009. As you know, the case was listed as a murder-suicide case, which is absolutely incorrect. What you are looking at here is a double homicide, and which I believe Steve McNair and Sahil Kasemi were both murdered. And the people involved here, the first person is John. He's involved here. And they're in that apartment that morning was Steve Norfleet and his sister Crystal Norfleet. Now they're partying there, and you have to remember, in a party, when you're having a party and people are there, and there was another guy there named Mark, he was there also with them. Now, there's items all around. There's items left on the table and could be upstairs and downstairs. Now, my question is this: who cleaned up that apartment after this incident? If you notice in the pictures, the place was pretty clean, right? Now, I'm telling you, John instructed to clean this apartment. He instructed Steve Norfleet and his sister Crystal Norfleet to clean that apartment after the murders. And I'm telling you something, this is very important that the spokesman now, if you notice, was Don Aaron, which I'm telling you now is a corrupt cop from the Nashville Police Department. That's right, Don Aaron is a corrupt police officer who is a liar. Okay, and I'm going to soon show you how that I caught him in a lie and involved with a secret family to help him cover up his mistake that he made, which I caught him in New Haven, Connecticut. Now, what's he doing in New Haven, Connecticut? Now, let me begin to explain what happened. But first of all, again, my background is I spent 5 years from like 2001 to 2006 in the security department. So I do have some knowledge of working with officers. I had 100 officers on the staff. It was a seasonal job, and I started out as a regular officer, and when I left after 5 years, I was a supervisor sergeant. So I did work with the local law enforcement officers, police officers who were excellent. They were great officers, and I have the highest respect for police officers. But on the other hand, there are corrupt police officers in this country, in your towns and in your cities. That's right, corrupt, who do crimes or involved in cover-ups. This is true in this country. And the thing is that when this happens, this has to be brought up. And you have to have a way to be able to report this to an agency and have an action taken and investigation taken, a legal investigation, without just saying, oh, just because he's corrupt or he did a crime, don't say nothing, be quiet, silence, let's cover up for him. Police departments, that is illegal. That is illegal in this country, and it's being done, and no one's saying anything, and there's no way to report this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because it's a cover-up, and I'm saying that is illegal. And now let me go to explain to you exactly what happened. Again, I had a business, I was 2009, and it was July, and I had been looking over at the time Steve McNair with the situation, because everyone knew Steve McNair as an excellent quarterback for the Titans in Nashville. Now, something inside of me, when I heard some of the facts, it didn't quite add up to me. I noticed a lot of discrepancies, and so but you got to wait and you got to search things out. And so God had gave me a gift of understanding, and God could show me things, which I trust him, and he began to show me that there was lying going on. And so as I began to research, there was lying, because like I said, there was so many discrepancies. Now, I was doing a business which I advertised on Craigslist as driving. I had clients, good. I drove professors, I drove students, I drove regular people to like JFK in New York, from the Springfield, Mass area, and I did Logan, Boston Airport too, and I did Amtrak locations in like New Haven, Connecticut, and Springfield, Connecticut, Springfield, Mass. I had clients, and so this one day, after say in the middle of July 2009, I was in New Haven picking up one of my clients who I pick up there all the time. It was in the afternoon, and I was waiting for them, the train to arrive at the Union train station there in New Haven, Connecticut. And I was at my car, and I was waiting outside, and all of a sudden something had prompted me to just walk, back down the street. And as I walked back down the street behind my car, there was a Jeep sitting there. And there was a guy in a Jeep taking pictures. And as I walked past, I looked in the Jeep. It was Don Aaron in the Nashville Police Department taking pictures of me. Can you imagine that? At first I was like, what's Don Aaron doing taking pictures of me in New Haven, Connecticut? I was like, then it hit me. My research that I was doing on the Steve McNair case, the research I was doing triggered alert either in their police department from me calling some numbers in that area for information on some of the people there, to where it triggered something, and he swung back to find out who I was. And it hit me in like 3 seconds. Then I realized what was going on. So I went to look to get his license plate number, and it was a Tennessee license plate with LUTT. That was his license plate number. Imagine that. He's sitting in New Haven, Connecticut, photographing me. I took out my camera right away, and I took his picture there. And when I took his picture, he went to pull out. But then he knew that I could get the back of his car, so he quickly backed up. At which time, a lady gets in his car too, a female, older female, and he quickly turns around and does a U-turn and goes down the street. Don Aaron in the Nashville Police Department. And this is where it starts. Okay? Now you got to remember, I'm explaining this as we go and putting it all together. You know what I'm saying? And things become clearer as I begin to look back. Okay? Now, shortly after that, I picked up my client. I drove them to Amherst, Connecticut, which is right over the mountain there in Holyoke, and I dropped them off. So 3 days later, which was scheduled, I go to pick them up to bring them back to the train station in New Haven, Union train station in New Haven, and as I'm waiting there to pick them up, I hear someone shooting in the woods. Bang, 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 shooting a gun in the woods. I'm like, hey, no one never shoots, in the woods like this. That's matter of fact, it's a state park there. No one does this, and I thought that was strange. All of a sudden, because this client's always late, I see this Jeep with Vermont plates, a green Jeep with Vermont plates pull down, and a guy in there turns and looks at me as I'm standing outside a condo with a very angry face. It was Don Aaron of the Nashville Police Department. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Can you believe that? And he looked so angry and he was so mad because I clipped his picture and he got caught. And actually what this was God prompting me at this time, which I didn't know, to show me that he was there to take my picture behind my back, and I would never knew he took my pictures unless God didn't cue me to go walk past my car at that time and show me who he was and what he was doing. Now, we're going to take a break right there, and we're going to come right back. Stay tuned.